Hi, I'm Catherine and I'm editor of Reader's Digest, and I'm here today to welcome you to the September issue, this one here, which is Martin Clunes as our cover star. And with me is our design director, Martin Collier. Hello, Martin.
Hi, Catherine.
And we're going to talk through some of our favourite features in this month's issue. Now, one of the real standouts, I think, for both of us is the story here. It's called The Playboy versus the Professor, which is about the 1976 Formula One Championship and the great rivalry was between James Hunt and also Niki Lauda.
Which is currently being made into a film by Ron Howard, who directed Apollo 13, among many others. And it's a great story. I'm almost embarrassed to admit that I remember it from the time.
Yes,
as
me
a
too.
Small child.
As I was even younger.
Well, it wasn't particularly Formula One then. I think was incredibly exciting because it was a bit wayward. But lots of people died in the years leading up to 76. So I think there was an interesting period. So what we have is a lot of people who were there at the time talking about the friendship between Hunt and Lauda as much as anything else, and the rivalry between their teams, but in a kind of...
They were rivals on the track,
yes,
and the teams
friends.
were big rivals, but they were friends.
Yeah, it was very funny trying to find pictures of James Hunt with various women in various gold lame track suits. Yeah,
he was definitely the Playboy.
He was the Playboy.
That's
was fun to work
really
on.
interesting feature, and as we mentioned, the film is out in September. Another regular we have in the magazine is the Best of British, and this month it is football grounds, and of course the new football season is
almost upon us.
Yeah, well, in Scotland it's actually started, of course,
yes,
but in England it's about to start. And I mean, that's a great opening shot there. That's it, Fulham.
I hate to say that I saw Johnny Haynes play as almost his last match at Fulham, and
oh,
now
right,
that stand is named after him, the Johnny Haynes stand.
Okay. So you are revealing a lot about your past here,
really.
Between Formula One and the football.
Yeah.
We have the Wembley Arch there, of course, which in actual fact, from our office in London, you can see out the window. So we're quite used to seeing
it. It's over there.
Just over there. And we also have Newcastle and Wrexham. And Wrexham, having read about it in this feature, it's a football ground I definitely want to go to now because it's just piqued my interest and definitely one for a visit, I think.
Yeah, if you're ever near Wrexham.
Yeah, and I think often the smaller ones you just get that really great sense of intimacy and you get a real feeling of being close in with the players. It's fantastic. Now, British icons.
British icons, yes.
Our feature this month. And we've got Robert Elms here talking about Mo Farah, who definitely became iconic from the Olympics last year, and we've got Wayne Hemingway talking about David Bowie and also Greg Wallace on Jamie Oliver. So an interesting collection of icons here.
Right.
But who would be your British icon if you had to choose?
I think probably just for the impact he's had on everyone's life would be Tim Berners-Lee. Putting the magazine together is a different thing since he invented effectively email and the kind of connectedness of the web.
Mine's would be people who make an impact every day, and that's doctors and nurses. Actually, I think in the medical and science fields, people every day are coming up with new ideas and new drugs and new treatments, and I think they're very much unsung heroes and unsung icons of everyday life. Everyday life, really. Which brings me to our very own medical expert, Max Pemberton, who writes a column for us every month, and these columns are just absolutely wonderful because he is a doctor on the front line. He works in the NHS, and he's every month writing to us about a different situation that he faces as a doctor, and it gives you a real insight into the sort of issues that doctors are dealing with all the time. These are always incredibly interesting but also moving stories. And finally, we also have this feature here, which is called A Life Less Ordinary, and this one's called A Very Peculiar Practice because it's about a dentist who was an ordinary dentist who became an animal dentist almost by chance.
Yes. Do you mind operating on our elephant? I can't remember his first job, but it's a kind of extraordinary idea, isn't it?
So the pictures for this one are obviously absolutely fabulous. I mean, this opening
it's not
with
often
the bear.
You get your face that close to a bear's teeth. They're not very nice when you see them like that, are
definitely needs a dentist. He missed a few appointments, a few checkups, I think.
Yeah. And they just show the picture of his drill bits that he uses to... they're the dentist drills from hell, aren't they? I mean, if you've got dental phobia, don't read this.
If you went into, could you imagine if you went into dentist surgery, the dentist took one of these out and said, "I'll just be with you in a second."
I think those are elephant size, quite literally.
Yeah. And you can see in this picture here the elephant who's obviously unconscious too whilst the dental work is going on. This is definitely one of our favourite features, and you can read this and all of the other features that we've mentioned and plus lots more great stuff in the September issue, which is out now.